A new exhibit featuring the golden age of violins and guitars is currently on display at MIM. The exhibit includes upwards of 70 string instruments and bows from master crafters, including Antonio Stradivari. For more on the exhibit, we welcome MIM's curator for Europe, Matt Zeller. Welcome to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Ted. Thanks for having me.
This is basically, it's called the golden age. Why is this the golden age?
Well, when we think of the golden age of instrument making, we think of these instruments that are just gorgeous. They're the best of the best, and they're still used today because the sound is so great, and they just really are incredible objects.
So the sound, I mean, there really is a difference in the sound.
There really is. I mean, listen to the players that play them.
Yeah, yeah. And the museum now, how do you acquire these things? I mean, are they on loan? Are they from people's collections? How does that work?
Yeah, it's a mix. Some of the instruments are part of MIM's permanent collection. Some are loans, either from institutions or from individuals.
Okay, I want to take a look at some of these things. So we got a lot to look at. We're starting with the violin from like 1560 or something like this. What are we looking at here?
This is a violin by Andrea Amati. And yes, it was made in the 1560s, so over 450 years ago. It was made in Cremona, Italy.
Wow. Now, any difference between this violin and succeeding generations?
This is a little smaller, and we're talking maybe a few millimeters smaller, and that's a big deal when it comes to violins. But no, this violin is a violin that we would know today, and we play today, and you can come to the museum and you can hear it being played.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Violins haven't really changed all that much over the years, have they?
They really haven't.
All right, let's go to something else that apparently it's a stringed instrument that sounds like a trumpet?
Yes, this is called the Tromba Marina, which means trumpet marine. And it is really funky looking. It's really cool. It's long and skinny. This one's about 5 feet long. It's made of ivory. It's got one string, and it plays a trick on your brain, and it makes you think that you're listening to a brass instrument instead of a bowed string.
So why didn't something like this catch on? I mean, I haven't seen many of these things, so...
They were popular for a good couple hundred years, from the late 1400s through the 1700s.
But what happened?
They just died down as music changed and the musical forms developed and different ensembles developed, the popularity of the guitar, for instance. Things just moved on.
And people said, you know, if I want a trombone, I'll get a trombone.
Exactly.
Instead of this thing, which is 5 feet tall, and it's hard for me to carry around. All right, we got a mandolin and a mandolin case, and this is like, what, 1700s or something like that?
This mandolin is incredibly special. It was made by Antonio Stradivari.
Oh, wow.
So we normally think of Stradivari and the violin family, and he was, of course, the greatest violin maker of all time. He made probably around 1,250 instruments during his life. But he only made 3 guitars, 1 harp, and 2 mandolins that we know of. And we've got one of them at MIM right now.
Wow, and the case that we're seeing here, that the case is probably the original case?
Yes, it's the original case. It's incredible. It's got this floral pattern paper on the inside. The leather work is exceptional, the studs on it, and it opens like a crocodile or an alligator mouth. It's really, really great.
Is someone going to play this? You can't be playing.
We're not playing this one.
You cannot play.
Yeah, some you choose not to play. When there's only 2 of them in the whole world, that's when we make the decision. Let's not play this one.
Well, it's a gorgeous instrument, and even the case is it's really good stuff.
It's really this sort of stuff. It provides a sense of awe, a sense of wonder. It is just jaw-dropping. It's beautiful.
Okay, that's a mandolin with its mandolin case. Next, we have a guitar from like what, the 1650s? Look at that thing.
Yeah, that is a Guitarra Battente, and it was made by Jean and Michel Celis in Venice in 1652. And the Guitarra Battente is a little special. It's got metal strings instead of gut strings. Normally in the 1600s, guitars had gut strings. But a new style of music was developing that required these metal strings. Today we think about a singer-songwriter or you know, somebody accompanying themselves, singing a song and accompanying themselves with a guitar. They did that in the 1600s too. And this guitar is what was made for just that. It was made for strumming accompaniment.
But that, I mean, look at the inlay there. That you can't. I would be afraid to even touch that.
These things are incredible. This one's back is made of ivory and ebony, and its top is made of spruce, and it's inlaid with mother of pearl. And then in the sound hole, it has what's called a tiered rose or a wedding cake rose, and it's 3-dimensional. It's 2 or 3 inches deep, and it's made. This particular one is made of pear wood, and it's carved. Each layer is carved, and they're put together, and they're kind of stacked up.
Yeah.
And it is just
Oh,
incredible.
Smokes. Well, we have another guitar. This one, I guess the same maybe time period. Look at that thing. I
Yeah,
mean, it's like they spent more time building these things than anyone could play something like that.
This is an incredible one. This is from 1684, so not too long after that last one that we looked at. And this is a Joachim Thielke from Hamburg, Germany. So this is Northern Europe instead of Southern Europe. But this is called a Kytherelia. It's a small guitar. And it wasn't made for a child or anything like that. But it's a small size instrument.
Yeah.
But it was made to play the soprano voice in ensemble music.
So this is similar to the modern parlor guitar, correct?
Yeah, but much smaller than that.
It's even smaller than a parlor guitar?
The whole thing is only maybe this big. This is the size of my torso. That's it.
Okay, what kind of sound does it make?
It sounds like a guitar. It's just a little quieter, a little more high pitched.
Yeah, a little maybe.
You tune them a little higher.
Yeah, I was going to say those parlor guitars. It's hard to get some growl out of those things.
No, yeah.
All right, and finally we have another guitar from around the same time period, and this one again is gorgeous, like they all are. What's special about this one?
This one is an Alexandre Vauban from 1652. It was made in Paris, France, and this guitar really set the stage for what the French Baroque guitar would be for the next 150 years or so. The museum recently acquired another French guitar from 110 years after this one, from 1762, and it's built on the same model. It looks just like this one.
Really? So there wasn't all that much advancement then during that period?
During that period, this particular style in France, this was it.
And you know, I'm looking at the bottom there where the strings attach, and it looks very similar to classical guitars.
Yeah, this one's got a tie-on bridge, absolutely.
Yes.
And they also had some with bridge pins. That Guitarra Battente that we looked at a moment ago, that had different styles. It has pins as well, but instead of having the bridge pin, it goes down to the
And
end
how
block.
many strings on something like this?
So normally Baroque guitars have 10 strings in 5 courses. This particular one only has 9 strings on it because they would remove a string on the uppermost string, and you would have that string, you would call it the chanterelle or singing string.
Now, I noticed there are no lutes here. What's got the problem with
We've
lutes
got
here?
lutes.
You got lutes?
No, we've
Okay.
got lutes.
Okay.
We've got lutes. We've got a Heinrich Tiefenbrucker from around 1540, and it's incredible. And one of the things I love pointing out about that, this instrument is from around 1540, but if you come to the exhibit, you'll hear a tune that was written around the same time in 1536. But people will likely recognize it. It was used in The Badlands, a movie with Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek. It was used in True Romance by Hans Zimmer. And it was used in a commercial I saw
Wow.
last year. So
Wow.
it's really relevant.
Before you go, very quickly here, how much fun is it to curate something like that?
Oh, it's such a joy. And to be able, I remember the first time that I saw a Stradivari violin up close and personal, and to be able to give that to people and share that with people, it's a wonderful thing for MIM guests to enjoy.
All right. Well, Matt Zeller, MIM Curator for Europe. You got a lot of great instruments there. Thanks so much for sharing them with us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
You bet.